Hello, Oracles! Well, today did not go as we had thought, or at least me. I thought we were going to have a green day today based on the news that we had heard last night out of Austin. That did not come to fruition. Seems like Wall Street had other plans. The macro environment was not friendly to the high growth stocks, and the market did not enjoy what Elon had stated last night. Now, I have some theories about this. One of which is I have seen this pattern happen before. And previously, a lot of times we will get great news that comes from Elon or Tesla, and the market sells off afterwards. Usually it's on news that a lot of people don't fully understand. We saw it after Battery Day, we saw it after AI Day, we saw it after the Q4 earnings call, and now we saw it again last night, where a lot of times the news comes out and it's future implications that are huge for the company, and a good chunk of it is faith-based. You know, these are great ideas, but can Elon and the Tesla team bring these to reality? Well, many of us who are longtime fans of Tesla know that this has been proven, and while Elon doesn't always come through with the timelines he sets in place, he does come through, and every single piece of the two parts of his master plan that he has released so far have come to fruition. We are still waiting on the FSD portion to fully get to level 4 and level 5, but that is well on its way also. So, what happens? Well, the market does not price in faith. That does not happen with the market. They want to see concrete evidence, unless, of course, you're legacy auto and then faith is perfect. Give me whatever numbers you want to float my way. But when it comes to Tesla, it is give me reality, give me the meat and potatoes and the reality and the numbers of what is going to be going on. Don't give me what you see is going to happen in the future. Give me really what's going on right now. We did not get that last night. We didn't get numbers from Austin saying, hey, we're at this kind of run rate, or this is exactly what kind of Model Y we're putting out. We didn't get that kind of information out of it. And a lot of the information that we got is stuff that we had heard previously, and it was just reiterated. But what I see happening a lot of times is the market will sell this off, and I think it's market manipulators and big money see this. They understand what we as Tesla fans understand. They know the implications of what this means for the future. So what they do is they intentionally bring the market down. And the timing of this is perfect because it's right after the Fed minutes came out. So the whole market has been pulling back. We're anticipating some uncertainty for the next month, going up to the next FOMC meeting on May 4th and 5th. And so they have the ability to then just drop the prices down all along the next month and flush out anybody who has any sort of margin whatsoever in Tesla and other stocks. But they'll be able to drive all of these people out, which will then force the price even lower for them to then buy back in, leading up to the split, better numbers that are going to be coming out, and then the sentiment turn, which we've been kind of seeing the sentiment, swaying over and over again. So we see this happening, and now we're going into, it seems like another negative sentiment spiral heading on down. And then I can almost guarantee when we get near the bottom of that spiral, they'll start buying in and, hey, the sentiment's going to be good again, and Tesla's going to skyrocket out of this. And now, I am not a financial advisor. I am not psychic. I do not know what the future is going to hold for us. But what I'm seeing and what my plan is going to be is over the next month and a half, I'm going to just follow the market because I'm anticipating that we are going to be on a downtrend for the next month. So I'll be adding little bits at a time. And when it comes to my cash balance, I'm right below 7% right now. So if I get over 7%, I will be adding $10 into Tesla every time it comes down about 1 to 2% until we get below $1,000. And yes, I do think that we are going to drop below $1,000. This is not a bad thing. I think we're actually due for perhaps, as scary as it is, another correction coming out of this. We hit 1152 as a high, so a correction technically coming down 20% would take us down to about 925. Now we have a gap that goes down to 905, so we might actually fill that gap. Depending on how bad things get, we might fill that tiny gap going down to 801 also. Again, don't know what's going to happen, but just looking at the different trends that we have going on, I have a feeling this is the way we're going to go, and we're probably going to come down and fill that 905 gap. And so for me, because again, I don't know what the future holds, I'm going to be dollar cost averaging my way down little bits at a time, and the further we fall, the more I will add until we turn around, and then I will just say, all right, once I see we're on an uptrend, I'll decide at that point how much more I want to add before I just follow the trend back up. So this is the pattern I'm going to run, and again, if we hit the 905 gap, that might be a great time to buy. Lots of things to pay attention to over the next month as we lead up to the next FOMC meeting. And now speaking about gaps, gaps do go in both directions, and currently we do have two gaps on the way back up. We have a gap to 1089, and we have a gap from 1044 to about 1050. So there's two gaps on the way back up also. Now, gaps do like to fill 9 out of 10 times, and this holds true for both directions. Now, a lot of times if we do gap down, sometimes it's because the company is not doing well. That is not the case for Tesla. So Tesla will be coming back up to fill those gaps in the future. So I'm not concerned about that. Obviously, we know Tesla is going to come back up and fill those gaps. It's just a matter of when. So my anticipations are going to be we're probably going to fill that 905 gap in the next month and a half or so. Then we're going to get news about Q1 earnings. We're going to get news about the split. We're going to get more news and then a sentiment change as we go into June coming out of the second FOMC meeting after the May one. And then from there, I think we're going to see quite a run through the summer and potentially another all-time high leading into the end of August. Now, we do have the midterm elections coming up in September, so we could very well finish August and have a nice little run into September, and then probably mid-September start to see the sell-off for the midterm elections. So again, this is a long ways out for where we are right now with the amount of uncertainty we have, so I'm still going to kind of monitor things as we go, but that is currently my mentality for how I see the stock trading over the next 6 months. And now another good sign that we do have in the near term is the RSI is now down to the mid-50s. Mid-50s is right in the middle, so we can go either direction. And we had seen this before when we got to mid-January and we saw that sell off. We were in the mid-50s for about 2 to 3 weeks until we got to earnings, and then it came down, and we did get to oversold, which is under 30 shortly thereafter. And then we were in the oversold portion for about a week or so before we turned around. Now, whether we run that same pattern or not this time is yet to be seen, but these are things that I pay attention to on the charts to see which way the market is moving and where I want to make my moves in trading. And for those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I do have my IRA, and I play around in there because many of you in the comments had mentioned how in the IRA, because it's a Roth IRA and there's no taxes that you need to pay, you kind of try to use it to flip it, and the way Tesla stock swings up and down can give you a great opportunity to sell high and then buy in lower and just increase your shares that you have in there. And so this is something I have been trying as well. So most recently, I sold out half of mine at 1060, and so now I'm going to hold and wait. I have an alert set for myself for 950. If we go below 950, I will buy another share. And then if we go down closer to 900, I will monitor and see if I want to buy there or if I want to buy lower. I have added more money, so I can actually add more in as well because I've made significant profits on the 2 shares I have already sold. So far, my plan has been working, so thank you to all of you who had suggested this to do in my Roth IRA. So obviously my plan won't work if we run back up, but I'll be super happy either way. So I'm in a good place right now, or if we go back up, I'm happy. If we come back down, I'm happy because I am ready to buy more. So we'll see how this plays out, but I like the way we've been swinging, and I would love to be able to get, 5 or 6, maybe 7 shares in my Roth IRA before a split as well. And I have finished up my price targets for the next 10 years through 2032. I will be releasing that tomorrow morning, so you guys can all watch it there. I did some tweaking on it based off of the news we got from last night, based on some run rates I've been hearing coming out of Berlin, and kind of assumed that the run rates are going to be pretty similar in Austin. So I adjusted some of those numbers up and was very surprised because, with Shanghai being closed, that might offset a good chunk of that more than people think, and I think we're going to have a very big surprise when it comes to production and delivery numbers for Q2. Let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about the stock and how it traded today? I know some of you were excited about it because the price is coming down, and that's better buys for us. So let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know how you think the next month is going to trade. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.